There's something different about joint practices compared to standard training camp sessions. When your players line up against their own teammates every day, patterns emerge. You start to know the cadence, the footwork, and even the subtle tells before a snap. But when a new team comes in, there's uncertainty. The guy across from you has a different rhythm, a different physical style, and there's no comfort zone. That's why these practices against the Jets were so important. They stripped away familiarity and tested the Giants' roster under fresh pressure. And under that pressure, the Giants' defensive line didn't just pass the test, they set the curve. From the first rep to the last whistle, the pass rush looked ferocious. Brian Burns was the headliner, showing exactly why the Giants made the blockbuster move to bring him in. Whether he lined up on the left or right side, he consistently beat the man in front of him with speed, bend, and pure determination. His explosiveness off the snap had Jets tackles playing catch-up from the moment the ball moved. He didn't just get pressures, he created chaos in the backfield, forcing the Jets' quarterbacks to throw earlier than they wanted or scramble into bad situations. Then there was Abdul Carter. This wasn't just a good showing for a rookie, it was the kind of performance that makes you rethink expectations entirely. Carter didn't limit himself to the edge. He moved into the A-gap, took reps as an off-ball linebacker, and still dominated. His quick first step was deadly, and his ability to convert speed to power made him nearly impossible to anchor against. When a first-year player can win in multiple roles against a talented offensive line, that's a sign you might be watching a future star. And the Giants have invested heavily in him. A top 3 pick doesn't just have to be good, they have to be a difference maker from day one. Carter is already checking that box. Dexter Lawrence's presence was equally vital. While Burns and Carter brought the edge heat, Lawrence was the immovable force in the middle. The Jets' interior line had no easy way around him. His strength in holding his gap and collapsing pockets from the inside allowed edge rushers to clean up. When your defensive tackle can command double teams and still push the line of scrimmage backward, your defense becomes almost impossible to scheme against. This was about more than individual highlights. It was about collective dominance. The Giants have poured resources into their defensive front for a reason. Burns' massive contract, Lawrence's extension, the high draft picks in Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau, plus investments in depth like Darius Alexander and veteran additions. These aren't just names on paper. They're the foundation of the team's identity. The run defense was also sharper than it's been for most of camp. Against a Jets offense built to run with physicality and featuring the mobility of Justin Fields, the Giants consistently shut down lanes. Fields managed one big keeper on a read option, but outside of that, chunk runs were non-existent. Players like Robert Harris and Rakim Nunez-Roches brought an edge, with Nunez-Roches nearly sparking a scuffle, the kind of fire coaches love to see as long as it stays controlled. DJ Davidson made multiple stops in the run game, and Alexander's red zone sack was the exclamation point. The message was clear: if you can't block, you can't beat the Giants. And after these practices, that statement felt less like hype and more like fact. Zooming in from the overall unit dominance, some individual Giants didn't just win their matchups, they shifted how coaches, media, and fans are viewing them heading into the season. Jevon Holland was a standout. The new safety, brought in to solidify the back end, showed why he's been so highly regarded since entering the league. In Miami, Holland often wore multiple hats, covering the deep middle one snap, blitzing the next, sometimes taking on slot coverage. That versatility was valuable, but it sometimes spread his focus thin. In Shane Bowen's system, his role is more defined, and that clarity was obvious. Holland's range in coverage allowed him to close space in a flash, and his awareness was on display with a perfectly timed punch-out on day 1. On day 2, in a red zone drill, he anticipated a route and broke up the pass cleanly, shutting down what looked like an easy score. His chemistry with rookie safety Tyler Nubin could become one of the quiet strengths of this defense. Nubin's physicality and Holland's instincts complement each other, and together, they give the Giants the kind of interchangeable safety duo that allows for disguised coverages and aggressive play calling. Then there's Neal. Neal's name has been a lightning rod since he entered the league, with fans and analysts quick to critique his struggles in pass protection. But against the Jets, Neal put together a practice worth celebrating. Working at both left and right guard, he looked powerful in the run game and surprisingly steady in one-on-one pass pro. At his size, when he gets his hands inside and keeps his base, he can control defenders. If Neal can lock down a guard spot, it raises the ceiling for the entire offensive line, giving Russell Wilson cleaner pockets and opening up more inside run lanes. Marcus Bozero is pointing up as well. The rookie tackle was thrust into the starting right tackle role on day 2 because of a teammate's absence, and he didn't blink. His footwork in pass protection stood out, smooth, efficient, and without wasted movement. Against Buffalo earlier in the preseason, he showed the same traits, and that consistency is earning him attention. While his run-blocking power still has room to grow, his ability to mirror rushers and keep the edge clean is already at a high level. If Andrew Thomas isn't ready for Week 1, mbow has made a legitimate case to start over veteran James Hudson. Devin Singletary also deserves mention. With so much offseason focus on rookie Tyrone Tracy Jr. and curiosity about Cam Scatboo, Singletary has been quietly reminding everyone of his value. His footwork remains sharp, his vision allows him to find creases, and he's elusive in space. He may not be the headline name in the running back room, but his ability to churn out consistent yards makes him a valuable rotation piece. Giants fans, if you love in-depth breakdowns like this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We bring you every detail from camp, preseason, and beyond, so you never miss a storyline, a standout performance, or a roster move. Tap the bell and join the Big Blue community, because this season, we're covering it all. As encouraging as the last 2 days were, they also highlighted areas that need attention and players who need to turn the corner quickly. Jalin Hyatt's absence continues to be a concern. The Giants drafted him to bring elite speed and field stretching ability, but speed is useless from the sideline. Hyatt hasn't had the consistent practice reps needed to build timing with Russell Wilson or rookie QB Jackson Dart. And in his absence, others have stepped up. Lil Jordan Humphrey has been steady, and Beau Collins saw first-team reps and made plays. Hyatt's talent isn't in question, but the NFL is "what have you done lately" league, and every missed rep is a missed chance to secure his role. Malik Neighbors' limited work had a ripple effect too. The rookie first-rounder has the potential to change the offense from day 1, but missing time, even for precautionary reasons, impacts chemistry. Without Neighbors and Andrew Thomas, the Giants' offense simply didn't look as sharp. The hope is that both are fully ready by Week 1, but the practices were a reminder of just how dependent this offense will be on its top playmakers. Jake Kuba's struggles on the offensive line were hard to ignore. After a rough outing against Buffalo, Kuba's was moved around during practice, even getting center reps. But a fumbled exchange with Dart stood out for the wrong reasons. While it's not always clear whether the QB or center is at fault, the optics aren't good when you're already fighting for a roster spot. With versatile veterans ahead of him, Kuba's path to the 53-man roster is narrowing. The offense's uneven performance without its stars wasn't shocking, but it underscored the importance of depth. The defense can dominate all it wants, but if the offense stalls, games become dogfights. These joint practices served as a reality check. The Giants can be dangerous, but only if the entire roster is ready to perform. Final thoughts: the joint practices with the Jets were a proving ground, and the Giants passed in the most important areas. The defensive line was dominant. The run defense took a step forward, and several individuals boosted their stock with strong performances. Burns, Carter, Lawrence, Holland, Neal, Mbow, and Singletary all gave fans reason to be excited. At the same time, the absence of key offensive pieces like Hyatt, Neighbors, and Thomas showed how quickly the offense can lose rhythm. That's the reality of the NFL. Depth wins championships, and health can make or break a season. If the Giants can get their stars back on the field and keep building on the defensive identity they showed here, they'll head into the season with a clear blueprint for success. Control the trenches, protect the football, and let your playmakers, on both sides of the ball, do what they do best. For now, Big Blue leaves these joint practices with confidence. They didn't just compete, they dictated terms. And that's the kind of energy you want heading into September.